Good evening to you on this Wednesday. I'm Eytan Wallace, and welcome to Impeachment Wrap. Where does America stand? Our new web-only live show that wraps up everything you need to know about today's impeachment hearing. And in political discussions, the word impeachment gets thrown around a lot. So before we get into the details of today's hearing, I want to give you a little explanation about what this process is. In short, impeachment is the process by which Congress can put certain officials, including the president, on trial. But before a vote to proceed with the trial can occur, there first must be an inquiry or investigation into the allegations. The Constitution lays out a broad scope of offenses that can lead to impeachment. Those offenses can include treason, bribery, or other high crimes and misdemeanors. Now, this is just the fourth time in U.S. history Congress is moving forward with the public impeachment process of a United States president. Two presidents have previously been impeached, Andrew Johnson in 1868 and Bill Clinton in 1998. But the Senate voted not to convict either of them. President Nixon resigned in 1974 after the Judiciary Committee approved 3 articles of impeachment, but before the full House voted on those articles of impeachment. And in this case, the impeachment inquiry was launched following a phone call between President Trump and the president of Ukraine. The question now, did the president pressure Ukraine to dig up dirt on rival Joe Biden in exchange for military aid? Before the hearing began this morning, California leaders on both sides had strong opinions on the answer to that question.
We are defenders of our democracy. And so I'm very prayerful, thoughtful, and actually sad today that our country has to come to a place where the president doesn't understand that Article 2 does not say that he can do whatever he wants, that he is not above the law, and that he will be held accountable.
Meantime, Congressman and House Minority Leader Kevin McCarthy released a statement first on Twitter. There you see it there. And then you see he released this statement to 17 News. There is no due process. The president's attorney is not in the room, cannot cross-examine. We cannot have our witnesses. We can't. There you see it continues. The only problem here is Adam Schiff continues to the American public, taking us down another nightmare, because from the number one day that this president got elected, they have tried to impeach him. Now, that is the end of the quote there. Congressman McCarthy is expected to hold a news conference tomorrow morning. Meantime, Congressman T.J. Cox released this statement, quote, "We need to get all the facts, and I think today's testimony showed clear evidence the president was using his office to pressure an ally to investigate a political rival. I look forward to learning more from the upcoming hearings." Now, California may be 3,000 miles away from Washington, D.C., but California members of Congress play a major role in this process. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Congressman Adam Schiff, a Democrat from Burbank in the San Fernando Valley of LA, will oversee the hearings. Congressman Devin Nunes, a Republican from Tulare, is the ranking member on the House Intelligence Committee and Trump's chief defender. Now, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from San Francisco, will lead the Democrats during the inquiry, while House Minority Leader Congressman Kevin McCarthy, right here in Bakersfield, will lead the Republicans during the inquiry. Now, as the hearing began, the president himself confirmed he was not going to watch what was unfolding in the House of Representatives. He told reporters he had other things to do, speaking in the Oval Office while welcoming the president of Turkey to the White House.
I did not watch it. I'm too busy to watch it. It's a witch hunt. It's a hoax. I'm too busy to watch it. So I'm sure I'll get a report. There's nothing. I have not been briefed. No, there's nothing there. I see they're using lawyers that are television lawyers. They took some guys off television. You know, I'm not surprised to see it because Schiff can't do his own questions.
President Trump did speak on the matter after the hearing wrapped up, calling it a joke and a scam. Mary Maloney has more from Washington.
Dramatic testimony about alleged corruption moved the impeachment inquiry into President Trump beyond the shadows of closed-door hearings and into the public eye.
I discovered a weird combination of encouraging, confusing, and ultimately alarming circumstances.
Bill Taylor, the top U.S. diplomat in Ukraine, told Congress President Trump leveraged key aid and a White House visit for Ukraine to investigate Joe Biden and his son.
I think it's crazy to withhold security assistance for help with a political campaign.
After President Trump and the president of Ukraine spoke in July, Taylor said President Trump had a conversation with the U.S. ambassador to the European Union, Gordon Sondland.
And I will begin
Taylor
by swearing
testified
you in.
one of his aides asked Sondland what the president thought of Ukraine.
Ambassador Sondland responded that President Trump cares more about the investigations of Biden.
Democrats want to prove President Trump abused the power of his office.
The questions presented by this impeachment inquiry are whether President Trump sought to exploit that ally's vulnerability and invite Ukraine's interference in our elections.
Republicans describe the allegations as hearsay. They argue since Ukraine didn't launch investigations and eventually received funding, the administration did nothing wrong.
I think this is a sad chapter for the country, but frankly, a good day for the facts and a good day for the President of the United States.
While the president blames Democrats for playing politics.
There was no quid pro quo. Pure and simple.
I'm Mary Maloney.
Now, our digital team streamed the hearing live on our website and Facebook via our sister station WFLA in Tampa Bay, Florida. Those videos are available on our Facebook page under the videos category. After the hearings, the WFLA team spoke with Kayleigh McEnany, the Trump 2020 national spokesperson. Here's what she had to say.
Yeah, my initial impression was that this entire inquiry was taken down in 7 minutes, and the 7 minutes to which I refer are those by Jim Jordan, where he point blank asked Bill Taylor, you had 3 meetings with President Zelensky between the July 25th phone call and between the releasing of aid. Did Zelensky ever bring up to you this linkage between aid and investigating? And he said point blank, no, he did not. And then he went on to say, and just to confirm, your clear assumption that in fact there was a linkage was based on 6 conversations in 1 sentence, and he was clearly pointing out the hearsay nature of this testimony. So he didn't go after the credibility of the witnesses, but rather question the substance of the matter, which I thought was very effective.
McEnany wasn't the only one with strong opinions post-hearing. Political leaders across the nation expressed the following.
The ultimate judge will be the American people, and I think most of them will see what I'm seeing in that room. It's reporters and people in the audience who are yawning because this is all about a policy difference between the President of the United States and a few people at the State Department.
The new revelations show exactly why the investigation must continue unimpeded so all the facts come out, and why every senator should not prejudge until all the facts are out. We heard some new facts today. That's all the more reason senators should keep their ears and minds open.
There wasn't much of an effort by the Republicans today to contest these facts. Ultimately, what we will need to decide, and what I hope members on both sides of the aisle in the House and if necessary in the Senate, what I hope members will think about is what do these facts mean for the future of our country?
Impeachment inquiry, Where Does America Stand, will continue on Friday. That's when former Ukraine Ambassador Marie Yovanovitch is set to testify. Yovanovitch was a career ambassador to different Eastern European countries, first appointed by President George W. Bush in 2006. According to testimony, several officials say Yovanovitch was targeted in a smear campaign driven by unfounded claims that she was undermining the president. Yovanovitch says she was fired despite no actual wrongdoing. According to the House schedule, her testimony is set to begin at 6 a.m. our time on Friday. And we will carry that live on our website, kget.com, and we will have an evening overview right here on Impeachment Wrap. So with that, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm Eytan Wallace, and from all of us at 17 News, have a great evening.